Dun, 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 dun. Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Scott with Kingdom Gold, and tonight we're going to start doing something kind of fun on Tuesdays. And we're going to be talking about money. Everybody likes to talk about money, right? But more specifically, how do you make it? So on Tuesdays, I've decided that I'm going to do a little mini lesson on some of the income streams that I'm actively doing. Like me personally, like literally, making some money doing these particular things, and that was always kind of the point of Kingdom Gold, is to help people get started, help people start making their own money outside of just a job or just whatever one business they have. So looking forward to it. It's going to be fun. And tonight we are talking about probably one of the arguably one of the most popular topics in the, I don't know, 25 to 50 age bracket, which is rental properties. Okay. And I'm going to tell you, probably give you like my number one key to rental properties. um, my number one key of how to do it well, effectively, where it's not a headache, that type of thing. Um, but let's just talk about what rental properties is, right? So, so you have a piece of property, okay? You're paying a mortgage, and you're using that property as an income producing property, okay? So let's just say your mortgage is $1,000 a month, and you rent it out for 1,500 a month. Well, guess what, guys? That's $500 in your pocket. And that is why, me personally, I think everybody should have some sort of rental house, rental property, camp, Airbnb, whatever you want to call it, because it's a couple things, all right? It passes the Kingdom Gold test, so to speak. Is it real? It's real property, okay? Is it tangible? Can you touch it? Is it going to be wiped out or government confiscated? No. Okay, it's something physical that you can defend, right? Does it actually put money in your pocket? Okay, that's another one right there. So I think everyone should have rental properties. I think everyone should have multiple rental properties. I think people need to get in the habit or in the mode of thinking that the income from this rental property should pay for another rental property, and just kind of link the properties together. Me personally, the only one I'm in right now is residential, being like single family home residential. I wouldn't mind moving into like what do they call multi-unit, and maybe apartments one day, commercial things like that, the whole thing. But the beautiful thing with rental properties is it's real, it's land, right? And I've heard a lot of people say, oh, rental properties is just, there's so much effort. I don't want to deal with the tenants. I don't want to blah, 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 blah. It's like, look, okay, hold on a second. If you had a way where you could make, let's just say, an extra $500 a month without having to work another job, without having to, um, you know, I guess you kind of have to talk to people, but not like in a like a retail sales type way. Okay, if you could make an extra 500 bucks a month with a property that you own and that you're already paying on, why would you not? The beautiful thing about rental properties is that it's passive income. Okay, it's you obviously have to set up your infrastructure, right? But once you get going with a tenant, that's passive income coming your way. And I personally, um, I don't see why more people don't understand that. People are so worried about the headache, and oh, what if you get a bad tenant, and oh, this and that. I say, well, what if you get a good tenant? No one ever asked that question. It's always the negative question, right? So anyway, here's my secret. Okay, my secret to successful rental properties is you have to know your property. Okay, I have heard so many people, when I told people that I was going to, when I moved, I told people that I was going to keep my old house as a rental property. And people just started coming out of the woodwork. Um, oh, I wouldn't do that. Oh, you're just going to be in for hell. You're going to be over there all the time, blah, blah, blah. And they started telling me their horror stories, right? Like, yeah, I bought this condo, and it looked good, but then the tenants moved in and they weren't that great. And they wrecked this, and then this thing happened, and this thing broke, and I was over there all the time. And it's like, there's a reason. There's a reason that didn't work out for you. Okay. And the reason it didn't work out for them was because they didn't know their property. Okay. One guy had a the hose, the water hose that was going to one of the toilets of his rental. I think it was a condo he used for like college kids or something like that. That broke and like flooded the downstairs apartment, so he had a big ordeal, right? Well, okay, did he check that? Did he, maybe preemptively replace that before he went in to, before he had tenants move in? I've had other people that have told me, kind of similar things, but then you find out what property they bought, and it was some like rundown 80-year-old shack that they got for like $60. And they're like, hey guys, it's a rental property. I don't have to fix it up. I don't have to do anything. I can just have people remove in and start getting money. And then when they start having all these problems, then they're like, oh, rental properties suck. Blah, blah, blah. And it's like, no, no, dude, you have to like actually know the property that you're renting out. And you have to know like the ins and outs of it and the things that could go wrong and things like that. And so let's take my case for example. Okay, it was my house. All right, it was my house. It was my old one before we moved, and I replaced slash fit. Okay. I know what I'm doing. All right. If you don't know what you're doing, get a handyman, whatever. But make sure repairs are done correctly. But I fixed and or replaced like 97% of the things that were on my old house. We had just gotten a new master bathroom. I replaced the countertops, the sinks, the ceiling fans, a new air conditioner, the whole thing. So when you think about it, okay, what are the things that usually break? Maybe plumbing, or like a leaky sink or something like that, or air conditioner, whatever. But it's like all my stuff is new, so I don't have to worry about it breaking for another like 12 years, give or take. And that's what I'm talking about with like knowing your property. Okay. There's literally nothing at my house. I mean, things happen, right? But there's nothing at my house that would, um, that keeps me up at night. That's because I know my property. It was mine. I had ownership of it. I took time to make the repairs and do what was necessary. And I find that people are just looking for get rich quick schemes, man. They, excuse me, they they are so anxious to start getting all this passive income. And they watch HGTV way too much, and they hear all these podcasts, and they do all these things, and they don't take the time to do the simple stuff of like, hey, maybe check the water hose to the toilet and or replace it before you have a tenant move in. Okay. Or maybe check the air filter before you have a tenant, so there's not as much load on your air conditioner. Those types of little things people just overlook because they're so ready to start getting all this massive income, right? And that to me is the secret of being a landlord or having rental properties, whatever you want to call it, is knowing your property, knowing what could break, knowing how to fix things well, correctly, the right way, whatever you want to call it. Not being afraid to hire somebody. Okay, that always helps too. And then once you get it set up, man, look, it's a steady supply of cash flow. And that cash flow is what's going to enable you to do other things. Okay. Rental properties in themselves are great, but the cash flow, okay, that's the thing you got to remember. The cash flow is what's going to enable you to do other things and invest in other businesses and invest in other whatever you want to do, or just pay for a beach trip or pay for whatever vacation. Um, that is the beauty of rental properties, is that stable income month to month. Plus, if you don't have one already, you have a good thing to use for tax burden relief. Okay. So that is lesson one of rental properties. More on that coming. But I'm going to, as part of Income Tuesday, I'm going to go through kind of the list of the various things I do. And we're going to have just like little mini lessons like this. And I think it's going to be a lot of fun. So anyway, love you guys. I'll talk to you later. See you for the next Income Tuesday. Bye.